Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're gonna do something really experimental but cool, and we're gonna pass a lot of ups and downs during the time of doing this. We're gonna make the Lirika Matoshi cloud dress. So Lirika Matoshi is probably a name you've already heard before because she went viral basically here on the sewing side of YouTube in late 2020 with her strawberry dress. You might have seen it, it was literally everywhere, and you guys made sure to point out that you don't particularly want to see the strawberry dress in yet another video. Way too late anyways. Thank God that was not my intention to begin with, but it would have been pretty difficult to change up my plans due to fabric sourcing and stuff like that. But that was not my intention. I wanted to do the cloud dress, which is a very couture kind of mini dress, which had a lot of figuring out in the process of making the dress involved, which I am very happy about because it's always fun to discover how to do stuff, and you know, it's full of clouds. You're gonna see. Let's just jump right into the video. I started off with this dress with simply draping a short bodice onto my dress form. I pinned a piece of fabric around the highest points of the bust and worked my way to the darts and seams. I tried to smoothly drape my fabric into the darts and into the side seams to have no folds outside of those darts. After I was done with the rough shape of the bodice, I drew some lines as well as my helping lines of my dress form onto the fabric with my washable marker. That would be the bust, the underbust, and then of course the hem and neckline. And it might be looking like I am talking in this video, and that is because I am. I like to talk to my best friend on the phone while I am working, and it's just good old times, I guess, because we went to fashion university together and we also did a collection together, and it's just very reminiscent of that time when we work basically together over the phone, because that is the only option at the moment. Okay, so I figured it would be fun to just talk a little bit while I'm doing this. So here we go. So I finished this piece right here. I just draped it, you just saw the video, and I went ahead and sewed everything in place. I actually went ahead and put this flat on my table and mirrored everything that I had on this side onto this side, so obviously that both sides are parallel. And then I also measured the underbust circumference and adjusted it to the one that I really have, because this one on the bust is actually 2 centimeters smaller than the one I have, which is something that I realized with the Bridgerton dress that I was doing, because it ended up being a little bit too small and I had to adjust for that, but that's fine. So I adjusted for this here in the center back, and now this bodice undergarment type thing is basically finished, and I'm gonna go ahead and actually make a skirt for this. I'm gonna use some very lightweight cotton because you don't want to put too much weight onto a bodice that only covers the bust, obviously, because it's just gonna fall down as it sits only here on top and it doesn't have the natural waist which is normally holding everything in place. It's gonna have straps in the end, as the original dress has 2 cute straps which are tied together up here with a cute bow tie, but nevertheless I don't want to put too much weight onto this. So I'm actually gonna go and use this white very lightweight cotton. I have to decide still if I want to do a circle skirt or if I just want a shirt skirt or something. I'll figure that out, but either one should be fine. I guess the circle skirt would be less weight, but then also I would use more fabric. So since this is completely going to be covered with tulle, none of this will be visible at the end. There's going to be the pom-poms sitting all over the dress, but I think I'm just going to gather everything here under the bust and put it together, and then we'll have a bit of a skirt with volume right here. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So this is what it looks like right now. I just pinned the skirt on, and as you can see, it's a very toddler-esque silhouette because it doesn't have a waistline per se, but the empire waist that I did in a previous video as well, I think it looks quite nice actually. I also went ahead and hemmed the skirt already because I figured it would be easier to do that right now when it wasn't gathered, and I just went ahead and did a 5mm hem with my hemming foot, which makes it so easy. It just does it for you basically, and you sew over top of that. So I think this looks quite nice. I'm gonna go ahead and actually attach both parts together, so I'm gonna sew this. But what I'm actually gonna do is turn the bodice around so that the darts and the seam allowances in general face the outside, so that it's gonna have a nice inside. So that's what I'm gonna do as well, and I'm gonna attach everything facing the outside. So that is the dress as of right now. So I went ahead and actually overlocked this whole seam as well as the center back, and yeah, I then understitched this seam so that the seam allowance faces down because we don't want any bulk on top. And now I'm gonna go ahead and actually drape the tulle on top of this. So a couple of things I wanted to point out, knowing a bit more after I'm done with the dress. The whole less weight on the skirt because it would fall down thing. Yes, the thought is correct, and I would suggest you go as lightweight as possible with a dress with an empire waist like this one, but it's gonna have straps in the end anyways. And also, the main thing that I wanted to point out, the pom-poms ended up being so heavy that it really didn't make any difference whatsoever if I had chosen the circle skirt. I mean, there are more than 15 meters of tulle on this dress. That is a lot of weight. And then the second thing is hemming the skirt. Also, the thought is correct and good. Hemming the skirt now without the 15 meters plus tulle on top would have totally been the right thing to do, but I just ended up having to cut the skirt shorter, so the whole hemming part was useless basically. But I have to say, had this not been an experimental dress, which I figured out as I went basically, the hem would have needed to be done before putting the pom-poms on. Obviously, if you already made the dress and knew the measurements, you would have also known the length of the final skirt and would have been able to hem it already. Hi there! You can see in the background what I have been working on and these weird pom-pom things that are just currently hanging off of the dress like nobody's business. Anyways, obviously, you know, the dress, the cloud dress is obviously filled with these pom-poms all over the dress. And currently I am looking at the dress, trying to figure out how many of these clouds I need for the dress to be done. I already figured out two sizes. This one up here is a width of 15 centimeters and this one down here is 25 centimeters. So I guess the middle one needs to be 20 centimeters to have the gradual increase in size. And I got rolls of tulle that I will use for the smallest ones, as these are cut to exactly 15 centimeters, so that's pretty handy. Less cutting of the tulle for me. I think those have a different, yeah, they're slightly different. They're very elastic, so I don't know if I can use this one that I've already made, but that should be fine, I guess. This is such crappy tulle that my sewing machine melted the tulle. I guess that's not working. So let's hope that my remaining 5 meters of tulle is gonna be enough for all the pom-poms. I don't think so. So I went ahead and actually made one just by folding and then rolling a strip of yarn in the middle and knotting it. This is what it ended up looking like. But I mean, this is fine, like it works like this. But the thing is, the difference in color is so strikingly obvious. This one is a way more cold white than this one. This is way warmer. So I'm not gonna use this anyways. I got more tulle. Who would have thought? I got 15 meters of tulle. In addition to the tulle that I still have left. So that is plenty, I hope. And I'm gonna sit down and take you with me making a lot of pom-poms. So let's go. To make the different sized pom-poms, I cut out some cardboard rectangles which measure 15 centimeters, 20 centimeters, and 25 centimeters, each for a different sized pom-pom. I also cut out some strips in the respective widths. The width in this case doesn't really matter though, as the cardboard guide is the one making the pom-poms as big as you need them. I went ahead and rolled some layers onto the cardboard. For the smallest pom-pom, I used 4 strips of tulle, for the middle one 5, and for the biggest one 6. All in all, I ended up with 9 small ones and 8 of the other sizes. Also, the 15-meter tulle was just enough, and I think I could have made them fluffier and I could have fit 1 or 2 more on the dress. After wrapping the cardboard with the respective amount of tulle layers, I take the package off of the cardboard. I tie a knot in the middle in the video now, but I later found out it was much easier cutting the tulle apart while still on the cardboard, then taking the cardboard out and then tying the knot. Make sure to tie the knot as tight as you possibly can, because the next step is fluffing the pom-pom up. I take each layer individually and put it to one side, alternating them as I go. This creates small flowers of tulle which look really, really nice in the end. Okay, so small update on the dress. This is what it looks like as of right now. I put all of the pom-poms that I have already created onto the dress, and it resembles the original quite well. Of course, there's too much fabric on the bottom still, and that's gonna get cut off. I also have to do the neckline still, because the original has like kind of a heart shape, which I haven't done yet because I figured that would be easier to just do it in the end. And then also the straps, obviously. I'm gonna turn it around for you really quickly because there's still a bunch of pom-poms missing right here, as you can see, but they are in the making, and I hope that I can finish them maybe tonight, if not then tomorrow. So I actually went ahead and put the pom-poms off of the dress because now I'm gonna make the neckline, and I drew a more sweetheart neckline onto the dress, and I'm gonna fix that into place with some top stitches, and then I'm gonna cut off the excess and actually put some rubber band over it to cover everything up and make it neat and tidy, and then also to make it tighter. Okay guys, I just wanted to talk about something really quickly because I shared this on my Insta stories already. During the time of me making the cloud dress, or remaking the cloud dress, I had a lot of troubles doing that, and I wanna like be very transparent here. Not every time that I start a project it ends up working out perfectly fine, or during. I have my issues too with stuff, of course. Like, I'm also just human. I just show what I'm doing basically on the internet, that's all. And I have projects that I'm not 100% happy with, or that have this development of me being excited and then hitting a wall because during the process it kind of doesn't look like I anticipated it anymore, and that gets me really down. And I had this moment with the cloud dress because I looked at it and it didn't really look nice. I wasn't sure what I did wrong, or if I did anything wrong, or if I just didn't like the original dress anymore. I had no idea what was going on. I was really unhappy and disappointed in myself that I couldn't get it to work, I guess. I'm over this whole disappointment period now because I just continued working on it, and I also said that on Insta as well. For me, most of the time, if I am unhappy with something, I end up being happy with the end result anyways, because I continue to put as much work in as it needs to become something that I really like. And I think that happened with this dress as well, because I think it looks quite nice now that I am putting all of the pom-poms on. This is what it looks like at the moment. I quite like it. It looks quite like the original. I also finished the neckline now, and it doesn't look as messy anymore. Maybe it was also just like this in-between state. I have no idea. I just wanted to say that I'm not perfect. I think it just grew on me while working more for it, and now I actually quite like it. But you don't have to be happy with what you do all the time. Not everything has to be 100% perfect. Not everything has to work out, and you are also allowed to stop a project if you're not happy with it anymore, or if you are not happy doing it anymore. It should be fun. And that's just a quick message that I wanted to put out there. So as you can see right there, it looks very, very fluffy, and it is very, very fluffy, of course. And it looks very couture. The back is still open right there, as you can see. I try to like cover it up a bit with the pom-poms, with the placement of them, so that it doesn't look open. And I'm gonna cut off that bit down there and then hem it and put the straps on. So I went ahead and just cut off the excess just like that. I ended up tidying up the hemline because I also went ahead and hemmed the skirt again. So in that stage I also went ahead and tidied up the tulle layers so that there are not weird corners or edges or whatever, so that it's a straight line. And I sewed the center back together up until the point where my zipper is gonna start, which is right here. And then I went ahead and put my zipper in. This was so hard because of the pom-poms. I should have done this way earlier in the dress, preferably when the pom-poms have not been attached yet, because it was really hard to first hem it with the pom-poms because the hemline was pretty close to where I sewed the pom-poms on, and then secondly also put the zipper in before I had the pom-poms attached. Okay guys, I am actually gonna go ahead and put the straps on, and for the straps I wanted to use the piece of underskirt that I cut off of the dress, so I have it right here laid out. And then I have this cotton twill tape that I'm using for my labels, which is a bit off-white, so I can't use it as is because it would be not the same color as the dress. So I figured it would be the best if because this is very strong, this is just very light cotton, which I don't think is the best option to hold the whole weight of the dress. So I think I'm just gonna use this as an in-between layer and then wrap it with the light cotton. This also discolors the very white cotton just a bit so that it fits perfectly with the tulle, as that tulle is also a little bit off-white, it's not perfect white. So I think that would be the best option. And that's it with today's video. I hope you liked it. I really fell in love with the outcome now. During the time of making this video, really had my doubts in the dress and if I really liked it, but as I continued working on it, it really grew on me, and I'm so happy that I pulled through because it's really something that I am proud of. Of course, I'm not gonna end the video just like that. I'm gonna show you how it looks like when I am wearing it. I really quickly wanted to say, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like as well as a comment. I would be very happy if I could read some feedback on this video style, because it is something new or different to my other videos that I have uploaded on this channel. And yeah, it was more of an experiment, so please leave me feedback down below. I would be very happy to read it. Don't forget to ring the bell to get notified when I post next, and follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. It is linked in the description box below. It's basically the same username in here on YouTube, so you can also just search for me. I am sharing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I took you with me throughout the whole process of making the cloud dress, my ups and downs and everything, and I'm really happy to be able to talk to you guys in that way as well, because it's always very important to get feedback if you hit a wall and don't know what to do. So thank you guys for that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!